Are you looking for that European or craft beer culture? Breathe Wine and Culture Company, where your wine and craft beer culture thrives. Located in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, and coming soon to downtown Huntington, West Virginia. The Breathe Wine and Culture Company offers over 150 types of craft beer, extensive wine choices, thoughtful gifts, and even grab-and-go food options, as well as specialized catering. Shop local, shop small for a unique experience. You can check them out on their Facebook page or give them a call today at 304-823-4577. Breathe Wine and Culture Company, 304-823-4577. Folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls. We've got an exciting episode planned for you this evening. This weekend, we will be attending the first ever Deer, Gear, and Beer outdoor sports show and swap meet in Dunbar, Pennsylvania. So we're excited about that for sure. I can't hardly hear myself. Now I can hear myself a little better. Is that okay with you on your side?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Does that sound better?
That sounds way better.
I had it adjusted when I was sitting on your side when you wasn't here last week.
Last few weeks, you mean?
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but anyways.
I was here
anyway,
for that.
Continue on.
Continue on. Okay, so the Deer, Gear, and Beer outdoor sports show and swap meet is sponsored by Hunt Chef, obviously. But one of their main highlighted sponsors is Busch Light. So Busch Light Beer is one of their main top sponsors. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But Dan is going to tell us about some podcasts that we just let out. So we just did a podcast overload of all of our episodes that we just put out. We've had kind of a backlog of things where we've been doing lives from week to week. So, Dan, tell us about those.
Yeah, so episode 119 with our new friends from Canada, Ken Marr, host of the podcast. Hunts on Outfitting is out now. Plus, we have released episodes 120 from our live podcast that we done at the Real Deal Outdoors in Salt Rock, West Virginia. Had a great time there talking archery and tactic cams, which will be airing tomorrow. And that's episode 121, segment 2 of the Real Deal Outdoors live podcast. Our third Whitetail Weekly segment has dropped as well, where Caleb first discusses tree stand placement and its importance. So, be sure to check all that out on all your major networks wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to head to our Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, wherever you're getting them. To check out all those current episodes.
Yeah.
Past and present, too.
Yes. So one thing I want to mention, Dan, is real quick, Apple Podcasts is one of our biggest platforms, audio. So,
yes.
A lot of people do audio only for podcasts, but a lot of people are starting to get into the video podcast as well. So that's why we've placed all of our videos on YouTube, and we're starting to upload our lives now that we do on Facebook. We're extracting those from Facebook, and we're also putting them on YouTube. So if you haven't got to see it from Facebook, you can now go onto YouTube and watch it later on. So it'll always be there. All right, folks. So be sure and don't forget Podcast 10 at checkout with outdoor-pro-shop.com for 10% off of your order. You can use On the Limb at checkout with apparitionsense.com for 20% off of your entire order. And you can use Podcast 15 with Nature's Voice Game Calls for 15% off of your entire order at checkout. So thanks to our partners for those great discounts and for all of our listeners. So, are we ready for Dave?
We are ready for Dave. Let's bring Dave
Not
on.
this Dave. Not this Dave.
Not production Dave.
Yeah.
Production,
Not the Dave that's normally not here.
yeah. Not the Dave that don't talk much. This Dave, Deer Lure Dave, just known on Facebook, he talks a lot. So, Dave, how you doing, brother?
Hey, awesome, guys. Great to be back on 2024, you fellas.
Yes.
It's
It's getting close. It's getting
real
close.
It sure is, man.
Getting real close. Everybody's starting to order. I'm seeing, people that are putting the on limb podcast promo code on orders, which I love. And also, the on the limb pack is really, really doing good this year.
Yes, it sure is. We sold the first one was sold there probably 3 weeks ago, and then another one right after that. So it's starting.
Yeah,
to pick
and then
up steam.
another one and another one and another one. Yeah, so that's what it does, man.
Yep,
it's awesome. I'm excited. This year is, 2024. We got what we got here, but a big drought.
What we got to work with.
Oh my Lord.
In our area, in my area, we got a little bit of a drought, but then I'm starting to see a lot of scrapes already.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting because these bucks are splitting away and they're starting to, get in their niche, getting their locations.
So this is a big time for you. You're like the Santa of the scents for deer scents and deer urine and all that stuff.
Santa of the scents, man. That's great.
So
you boys are coming to Pennsylvania. Are all three of you coming to Pennsylvania or just Mike?
Just me. Dave.
Some of
you're coming to Fayette Nom this weekend.
Yeah, Fayette Nom.
It's gonna be amazing.
Fayette Nom.
You're gonna get an education.
We
do it a little different around here.
Yeah, well, it's probably got about the same education that we've got down here. Because I called Chef last night and I was like, I just want to verify and see if this place that I'm staying is okay. Because it seems like in these smaller places.
Hey, worst comes to worst, you can come stay in the Piss Palace.
The Piss Palace.
The Piss Palace is 64 foot long, 44 foot wide, and 16 and a half foot high. That's where we made it. It smells like deer lore in there, but you're more than welcome.
I'll walk out to the show every day smelling like deer piss.
Hey.
Mike couldn't handle that. He would gag
well, then the customers will ask you, what's that smell? You just send them right over to my booth.
Yeah, send them right over there.
Mike would gag and puke the whole time. He couldn't handle it.
No, that don't bother me. Now, when you hit the gut bag, that bothers me.
Okay.
I've done that a couple times throughout
it's nasty.
The years of my gut
I'll just tell you this. The absolute worst gut bag ever thing that I've ever been a part of in my entire life, and I guided for 21 years in Illinois, and I've hunted all over North America, is a Labrador caribou. That son of a gun, he'll swell up right after you shoot him, and one of my buddies busted the gut bag on him, because you don't go after the inner loins on them. You got to leave them, because it's just absolutely disgusting. That lichen just ferments and explodes in seconds after harvesting. Yeah. Oh, it was just hey, I seen 3 grown men belly up and chuck when he tried to get to them inner loins. Yeah, so don't ever do that.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we're a little short on time this evening, Dan.
No, I know, but
you're fine. So one of the things I want to hit really quick is, what is things that people should be doing with your products or any other products that they use? Obviously, we want them to use yours because they're the best in the USA. But what should they be doing? What should they be using? What should they be monitoring?
Okay, right now, the whitetail bucks are starting to do, have their pecking order. Depending on, your stand location, whatever, West Virginia guys do, feeders and all that, but those big ones don't like to come to them feeders right, you know what I mean, until dark. So I advise all my West Virginia guys to come 60 yards back, follow the trail, set up the put the Nightmare orbital gland lure on the licking branch on an existing scrape or a mock scrape, and then and then fill it up with the Undertaker underneath of it and get those bucks hitting right there, because they're going to want to know who the intruder is that's, tending that feeder, or, or that ridge line where the oak flat is, or whatever. If you don't feed Pennsylvania guys, place where you can't feed, you know what I mean? Find that scrape line, because it's out there. I just had a guy come today to my place, and we got a little bit of EHD going on up here because of it being so dry. And he found a couple dead ones, but he came over and he was like, "Hey, DB, I found, a scrape already." And I was like, "Yeah, they'll do it. They don't really dig in it until October, but sometimes you'll find them at this time of the year. So if you do come across one, that's where you need to put your stand, really close to that. Put the Nightmare on the licking branch.
Yep.
Put the Undertaker in that scrape, and he's going to keep check. He's going to check it.
And
he's going to check
that licking branch,
just like Lou's deer last year.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can go to Facebook and see her deer, but yeah, I had him pattern like there was no tomorrow. Every 3 days he'd come and check that scrape. Now we do also have the hemp ropes that are infused with the Nightmare, and you just simply tie that up on the licking branch, have it hang down, and put the Undertaker underneath of it.
Nice. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the specials you have going on right now for all the great products, and all the promo codes you got going on too.
Okay, so we have the On the Limb promo code. You just simply type that in and get 20% off of all the Apparition scent products that you order. And we have the On the Limb pack, which consists of one of the hemp ropes. It's 3 foot long, so you can make that three 1 foots, 1 3 foot, whatever your little heart desires. And then also, you get a 2-ounce bottle of the Nightmare and a 16-ounce bottle of the Undertaker scrape starter. It's real dirt infused with my young buck lure that won't wash away, that just keeps going and going and going all fall long.
Nice. So do you have a code now that we just made up for you here recently called social? Now that code that you posted the other day, tell people about that social code.
Well, that's just a social code. I mean, anybody from Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, any of that, they'll get 10% off everything, that they work. I'm just trying to find out, you know what I mean, with the codes. Yep. And giving people the deals, yep. You know what I mean, to use our products. I mean, we have 100% money back guarantee with all of our products. You put something of my stuff down and it doesn't work, you message me or you send it back and I'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
I bet that don't happen too often, because I've used the products and I'm telling you, they work.
Well, I've only gave 2 money backs.
Yeah, I was going to say 1 or 2 that I know
and
of.
It was people trying to hustle me. You know what I mean?
You ain't going to hustle Uncle
Dave.
They
wanted another bottle is what they wanted. I'm like,
they're
no, give me your money back.
They're like, man, we got this awesome
have another
buck.
Bottle. Well, you can't hustle a hustler.
They're like, we got this awesome buck, but we still want our money back.
Yeah, they text me pictures of all the big. Like, listen, fellas, I do the Apparition scent. You get $500 of Apparition scent, True Timber Kim, whatever. It's a prize pack, $500 worth of value on our big deer contest, big buck contest. It's nationwide. All you got to do is take a picture of, your deer, our product, and you can win. You better kill a Boone and Crockett, because in 5 years, like the smallest one was 166.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, the proof's in the pudding.
And 6 years. So you better kill a Booner.
Yeah. So definitely.
You know what I mean? That's just a statement to the effectiveness of the product.
Oh yeah, for sure. So tell us about this weekend. We're going to bring Hunt Chef in here in just a second. Jeremy Critchfield. He's the originator of the Deer Gear and Beer outdoor sports show and swap meet. So tell us about that. Tell us what you got planned for that, and we're going to go to a break real quick.
Okay, well, I'm going to be one of the guys putting on a seminar there at the show on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, nice. You're doing both days?
I'll have my booth set up. I'll have all the apparition gear, all the True Timber stuff, and I am so looking forward to that. And up there at the Fayette County Fairgrounds. So I look forward to seeing you guys, seeing the Hunt Chef. My friend Dan from High Strung Motorsports is having a 4x4 truck show at it. I have sponsored the winner of the truck show, so I think it's $1,000 to the best of show.
Wow.
And that's being sponsored by Apparition Scent.
Nice.
So there's trucks, there's beer, there's deer pits, there's deer calls. It's going to be amazing. I am looking so forward to this event. I think it's going to blow up, and it's going to be it's going to be something special.
I think it is.
Oh, it's going to be a one of a kind for sure.
Yep.
The way they're putting this on sounds like it's going to be an absolute showstopper.
Well, Dave, we sure appreciate you. Thanks for giving us those little tips and tricks. We're going to have you back on during the season there to give us an update.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's a lot of techniques and tricks that, with the tree in a food plot, and, you know what I mean, with the scrapes on it, and all kind of other things that you use the Nightmare Undertaker. But don't forget, in the rut, nothing's better than Inferno.
That's right. Yep. The hottest on the market.
That's right. We appreciate you, Dave.
So smoking. Hey, I look forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
All right, buddy. We see you too. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Later, man.
Later. All right, guys. We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back with Jeremy Critchfield, the Hunt Chef. This episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Douglas Barrels, located at 5504 Big Tyler Road, Charleston, West Virginia, 25313. Douglas Barrels has been handcrafting ultra rifle barrels for over 70 years. Their expertise is impressive and unmatched. If you want barrels made by meticulous craftsmen who take pride in their work and do not take shortcuts in production, give Douglas Barrels a call at 304-776-1341. Get your ultra rifle barrel today from Douglas Barrels, 304-776-1341, or visit them on the web at douglasbarrels.net. All right, folks, we're back. We just had Dave Beer on with Apparition Scents, one of the exhibition booths there at the Deer Gear and Beer Festival, outdoor show, swap meet. It's got all kinds of names. So we've got the man of the hour here.
The man?
Jeremy Critchfield. The Hunt Chef is going to tell us all about this event. And I'm telling you what, this guy has put in the work advertising this show, and I think it's going to blow up.
Oh, man, hasn't he, though?
Jeremy, how you doing?
Well, as it were, brother, I am living a dream, and if I was any better, I'd be like a combination of you and Dan.
Oh, man, that'd be big.
God, I don't know what
I'm
that
not
would
saying
be.
I'd be sexier. I'm just saying maybe I'd be better.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, what about Dave? Because you had Dave to the
You see
mix.
how you didn't throw Dave in there?
Yeah.
Well, Dave is a man among men, obviously.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you,
super excited to have him. And, the body of work that man's put into helping people put big whitetails on the ground over the years. Holy mackerel. We are super proud and excited to have him on board for the expo.
Yes, for sure. So give us a rundown on the Deer Gear and Beer Expo.
Yeah.
So you have a ton of things going on for people to do, people to see, people to participate in, and you're going to have live music all 3 nights. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So, we've traveled the country, literally. put on over 50,000 miles a year attending different outdoor shows all across the country, with the Hunt Chef product, introducing it to people, seeing fans and followers, and it's been great. And, we've seen so many of those shows, and so many of them, they're great shows, but I don't know, they've just, a lot of them come off a little bit cut and dried, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to do was bring something to Southwest PA that, which is obviously I'm a native too. I grew up in Armstrong County, PA, just north of Pittsburgh. But, we take in Southeast Ohio, Northern West Virginia, Western Maryland, Southern New York, and anybody else who wants to bring their butts on in here, because, we're just celebrating everything outdoors. And I wanted to have more going on. I wanted it to be a true attraction that while we're celebrating the outdoors, it's not just hunting. It's not just fishing. It is any and everything outdoors. I mean, we've got a blacksmith. We've got a chainsaw carver. Like you mentioned, we have great local live bands all 3 days. And a DJ opening up prior to both of them. So we've got music. We've got a great vibe. And then did I mention we have some amazing vendors, or a lot of amazing vendors, actually, not just some. And, they've got pretty much the whole scope covered for the outdoors. Obviously there's this awesome call company out of Southern West Virginia, Nature's Voice. I don't know if you heard of them, but they're going to be there. And a lot of great other outdoor vendors. And then, you can't have an outdoor show and not share, what you know. So we've got some awesome seminars.
Yes.
Speakers, people, everything from self-filming hunting, self-defense, coyote hunting with a shotgun, coyote hunting with thermals, bow fishing, bow hunting, trapping, blood tracking, and of course Dave is doing his presentations with Apparition Sense. And then what I really was excited about, and I almost did it just as a standalone, but I wanted to put the whole program together, but our swap meet.
Yes.
So for $50 it gets you 4 $10 weekend or $25 weekend passes basically. So it at the end of the day, it doesn't cost you a dime. But people that want to just come out and swap, and I don't, you see it for cars, you see it for trucks, you see it for, auto parts and stuff. But on the outdoor side, maybe you're getting a little bit older, you're not using the climber anymore. Maybe you had a little like Dan, a couple too many Whoppers and Sweet Teas, and you don't fit that old set of camo anymore. Maybe you decided to change your trail camera stuff. Anything personally used on the swap meet side, and long guns, whether it's center fire or shotguns. We can't do pistols. We don't have anybody to do the transfers, but we'll rectify that for next year. But
yes.
You want to bring a camper, you want to bring a boat, you want to bring a buggy, you want to bring your kid's dirt bike, anything that gets you outdoors. You want to bring a chainsaw, pruning saws. It doesn't matter, as long as it's personally used and it's something to be used in the outdoors, whether it's in pursuit of game or just making your property better.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff we're looking for at the swap meet.
Yeah, so you put out a video there that had like a ton of things. You're pulling out old bows, you're pulling out old binoculars, you're pulling out hedge trimmers, you're pulling out pruners. Anything like that for the swap meet, to where you can get people in the outdoors. Doesn't have to always be hunting stuff. I go to a lot of these different little things, like it's almost like a yard sale, but it's like a flea market that somebody just has on the side of the road, and they have like a bunch of people. So, you got a ton of stuff out there that you can use.
Yep. I might have to end up bringing Dave with us. He ain't real good worker, but at least he's slow.
Excuse me, Dan. This is Dave, and I'm not going to say what I want to say because we're on Facebook. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. This is PG.
That's between a rock and a hard place, Dave.
PG.
I love you, Dan. I love you, Dan.
A rock and a hard place.
A rock and a hard place. PG.
and we've got so many cool pieces built into it, because one of the things I really wanted to make a big deal about was kids. So kids 12 and under are in free all weekend.
Yes,
and
that's awesome.
We've got a kids zone. So Saturday there's a petting zoo. Sunday is this really cool scavenger hunt that we've got logo, blaze orange black backpacks to go around and find stuff. And there's activities in between both days, or Saturday and Sunday for the kids. I think we even have kids activities on Friday. Just didn't expect to see many kids Friday with school and all, but and then the car, truck, Jeep and Overlander show. That is put on by our great friends at High Strung Motorsports, and all the proceeds for that go to a foundation, a charity called Jackson Million. We can talk about that more at another time, but that is all just those folks helping get people to the expo and supporting that cause for some really awful childhood illnesses.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, we got great sponsors, and Busch Light is the official beer of Hunt Chef Deer Gear and Beer Expo.
Just getting ready to ask. That's your main sponsor. Now, are the kids going to get to participate in that?
Well, as long as you can be there selling those fake IDs, I'd probably.
Oh, my gosh, damn! What kind of question is that?
Hey, I got thrown for a loop every now and then.
Dan.
Oh, I got your loop. Come on.
Dan.
So with this going on, you guys, like you was talking, you got vendors of food and all that stuff. So obviously the meat wagon's got to be there, right?
Hunt Chef Barbecue Meat Wagon is definitely going to be there.
Nice.
And I got a big boat of hog fries with your name on it, buddy.
Oh.
If I was there, I'd take you up on that.
God, I love those.
I just can't make it.
Hey, and that really hurts my heart. I know you. I know you've done this on purpose, but that's okay. I have a memory longer than an elephant, so don't think you're going to get out of this unscathed.
I had all intentions. This was supposed to be our long weekend home.
Yeah.
And the ball got dropped big time. We got pushed around, moved around.
The ball.
And I'm getting thrown around like a beach volleyball over here. They got me going to. I got to work up here in Illinois, and then I got to go to Indiana on Monday. Then back to Illinois.
You must be working with some real strong fellas that can pick you up and throw you around.
Hey, they're pretty handy, hefty fellas.
Pretty handy guys.
Chef, tell us about the main sponsor that you have there, Busch Light. Are they going to have a trailer there? Is this going to be draft beer, cans? What's it going to be?
Well, we got a little bit of everything on the beer side, and we do have other flavors, but obviously, Busch Light being the sponsor,
yes,
they're right out front. But we're on cans because we can recycle them. Yep. It's hard to hit somebody over the head and cut them with a can versus a bottle.
Yeah,
and that draft beer after a while just kind of bloats you. Your cup gets warm, so. And I think they've got their new kind of camo 100 cans out for this event.
Oh, nice!
So I'm excited about that. And we will have two local wineries there, also for folks that aren't onto the beer scene. So that'll be great. And we're gonna have plenty of fresh squeezed lemonade, plenty of sweet tea, and lots of bottled water. So it's not all beer, but they're right out front. And, our band stage, featuring the DJ all 3 days and then the live bands each day, that's presented by Nemacolin Woodlands Resort right up the road here. I'm an alumni from that place. I worked there for 11 years. It was awesome. Penn Summit Insurance Company right here on the hill. Fantastic, obviously does business in PA, but also West Virginia. And we've got some great friends of the show, Integrity Construction, Lee's Plumbing and Excavating, George R. Smalley Company, and certainly Compliance Services. They do a lot especially on the oil field side of things.
Okay.
And then the one, our local newspaper here, the Herald Standard, they're actually the sponsor of the kids scavenger hunt on Sunday. And they also do, every year they do a couple series of what they call their best of. And, you just mentioned the Hunt Chef Meat Wagon. So We didn't even realize it, I think, until after voting was done. But for the Herald Standards Best of Awards, the Hunt Chef Meat Wagon was rated. I think it said I can't remember the exact verbiage, but it was a top barbecue operation in the area, and then we were actually voted #1 food truck in the area. So,
oh, nice! Congratulations.
That was pretty cool to see.
That's awesome. Another thing, I know you guys are having a Veterans Day or a Veterans Discount Day. So with that, I'd like to hit a salute to valor real quick.
Hit it.
You
Amen.
Tell us a little bit about that after I hit this. So tonight, our salute to valor is going out to Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
He joined the Air Force in 1958 and was given military occupational specialty of air police.
Wow.
He spent a year in Arizona before being deployed to Osan Air Base in South Korea. That's actually where he learned martial arts. While he was stationed in South Korea is where he learned martial arts. And he used it as a means to subdue disorderly persons without the use of a weapon. So
wow.
His whole background in martial arts now is through the military, which is pretty sweet.
No doubt.
After his return to the USA, he continued to be an air policeman in California. He was discharged from the military in 1962 with the rank of Airman First Class.
Nice. I had no idea.
Yeah, so his military movies that he's done and all that stuff, he has the background in it. So that's
great.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty awesome. We salute you, Chuck
to be
Norris.
Police officer for his career. Martial arts got in the way of that.
King of the karate chop in America.
You're like Paul Harvey with the rest of the story. That is so freaking cool.
That is really
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's awesome.
Oh,
It really is.
For days, boy.
All right, Chef.
When I'm tasked with doing the salute, I delve into it a little bit.
He does. He does.
I love it.
He delves right in there.
It's pretty cool
Delves.
because I have learned a lot of people that I had no clue were veterans.
Yeah.
So
I know. That's pretty cool. All right, Chef.
Yeah, anyway, so like I said, with the salute, you guys are offering the military day or the veterans discount day.
Yeah, so Saturday, this coming Saturday, the second day of the Hunt Chef Deer Gear and Beer Outdoor Expo and Sportsman Swap Meet. Saturday is half off, so only $5 for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. So, police, fire, EMS, etc. And then Sunday is half off for all seniors, so 65 and older. And again, kids 12 and younger are free all weekend. So
nice.
we are fired up to get this first annual Deer Gear and Beer Expo off the ground. And again, we're super fired up for the swap meet. Anybody that's thinking about that last minute, we've got room for you. We've got the entire Fayette County Fairgrounds, so
man,
we can get you in there.
Nice.
Just hit us up.
So, Chef, you're starting season 7 this evening of your. Is that the outdoor show or is that the Facebook Live? You're starting back into that. We want to send you right into that after this.
Facebook Live in 16 and a half minutes. Not 7 years, but 7 seasons of Hunt Chef Live on Facebook. Tonight, so to kind of commemorate that, we're only going live on the Hunt Chef Facebook page.
Okay.
Next week we'll kick off and be back into
all
live
networks.
on Instagram, on our YouTube, and on our TikTok as well. But I just thought to commemorate that kind of anniversary, which is we're so blessed with so many people following along and sharing over the years, that I wanted to kick it off just on Facebook where we started. So
Man.
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes out. We're going to do some cracker crusted walleye with some butter melted cabbage and potatoes.
Oh my
and we're going to
God.
top it off, with some of the wild flavor. And tonight, really for the first time on social, we don't even have them live on the website to sell yet. But the 3 Hunt Chef barbecue sauces, we're doing a little mix up of 2 of them. The Hot Shot jalapeno honey and the locked and loaded Carolina mustard is going to be kind of our drizzle. But our buckshot, our traditional Memphis style sweet and tangy, As great as the other two are, that one still outsells the other two 2-1.
So mixing the two together.
Show people a little way to use your barbecue sauce, mix it together, and put it on fish. So
good
That's
Lord.
awesome. That ain't even right. I went out the other day to get some walleye, a restaurant here close where I'm working, but I got there at 5:05 and they quit serving. Serving at 5 o'clock.
Oh my goodness!
I seen that and how they was preparing it. I mean, it was a golf course restaurant, so
okay.
It sounded like it was pretty good. And she broke my heart when she told me that, because I seen walleye and I was all about it.
Oh man,
that sucks. Well, Chef, we sure appreciate you this evening.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a million for having us back. I can't wait to catch up with you this weekend. Dan, I'm sorry you're stuck wherever you're at. But the Hunt Chef Deer Gear and Beer Outdoors Expo and Swap Meet, we're kicking off Friday morning, 10 a.m., Fayette County Fairgrounds, right here in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And boys, thanks a million.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait. Let's talk hunting and processing and cooking deer here soon, because it is upon us.
Well,
it is.
I tell you what, we're going to bring our new Rode Wireless Pros, and we're going to try them out at the show. I'm going to go around. I'm going to talk to some of the vendors. We're going to get an idea of how this show is. We're going to give people an inside look, if you're not there, on how it is, so you can come the next day. We hope to do that on Friday, sometime around midday. So everybody, go check out Hunt Chef this evening on their Facebook Live. They're going to be slinging the wild flavor. Hunt Chef does an amazing job, and we sure appreciate everything he does for On the Limb podcast.
That's all he knows how to do, is sling that wild flavor.
That's all he knows, bud. I'll tell you, he sling it.
That's automatic.
Yeah, he's like those guys. All I know is coal mining. He's all he knows is slinging that wild flavor.
All right, Chef. We sure appreciate you, man. Like we said, have a good evening.
All right, you guys as well. Thanks a million. And hey, remember, always eat what you kill.
Yes, sir. We'll see you this weekend.
Sir.
All right, guys. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast for all the past episodes and present. We appreciate you listening tonight. Everybody have a good evening. This episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Webb Plumbing Incorporated, located at 6202 McCorkle Avenue, St. Albans, West Virginia. Webb Plumbing Incorporated has had master plumbers and HVAC specialists established and serving the Knoll Valley since 1994. 30 years of commercial and residential service that you can trust. Contact Webb Plumbing today at 304-768-4324 for a free estimate or quote today. You can also visit them on the web at webbplumbing.net. Contact Webb Plumbing Incorporated today at 304-768-4324.